How are you guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is Nated Engineering. It's a rule of before we start, please quickly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please, so that will help me to grow this channel. Quickly subscribe. Today we'll be dealing with fluid mechanics and 6. We're still under the flow of water in open channels. Still under the flow of water in open channels. So we'll look at this example on your textbook. You can go quickly to your textbook if you have the textbook, page 25. Before I'll be dealing with questions that I've created and the question that I've took to the previous papers. Firstly, let us first take the example on these textbooks. If you have this textbook, please open here. Open the page 25. You can quickly open page 25, right? There's something that you must know. Let me simplify this further. They said, as it is follow the questions, an irrigation channel of a trapezoidal cross-section with size slopes at 60 degrees. This is the slopes at 60 degrees to the horizontal. That means 60 degrees to the horizontal. That is theta. Is theta, which is equal to what? To 60 degrees to the horizontal, which this is 60 degrees to the horizontal, something like this. All right. 60 degrees to the horizontal is required to convey water at, that is Q. We are given Q. This is a flow, remember meters per second. That is a flow, it's a rate of flow, right? Then when the slope of the cross section is to be a minimum, and C in the chassis formula is 45, right? Chassis, this is what the chassis, this is what is that C they've given us. Yes, C is 45. Says calculate the depth of the flowing water. They want what? Yeah, depth, which is D. So I want to break this down. We have irrigation trapezoid cross section. At the slope. I want to break this down. Anytime they say the angle, we given the angle there of the slope is 60 degrees, right? You want to note this. If we're given this angle 60 degrees up to, okay, let me say from 46 or 47, let me just say angle from 40, okay, let me say 46, 47, example, not from 45. I can say, let me just say, let me just start from here, 49, angles from 49 degrees, right, up to angle 80 degrees. This angle 48, 49 up to 50 degrees, up to 80 degrees. That means it can be, theta can be 50 degrees, can be 55 degrees, it can be 60 degrees, theta can be 60 degrees. When you're given this, right, you must know that you're supposed to apply the formula. Alright, you must apply the formula. There are special formulas. The formulas you're supposed to know first of all that base, the base, you divide the base by 2, it will be equal to d over tan theta. It's formula 1. Let me write in words, maybe you'll understand this. Let me say base over 2 must be equal to depth over tan theta. Equation 1. You must know this equation. Right. The second, this is equation 1. First step, you'll always apply from first step, you'll apply this equation. First step, apply this equation. You must know this equation. Just know base divided by 2 is equal to depth over tan theta. Just remember this formula, you can memorize it. Base over 2 is equal to depth over tan theta, right? When you are under this angle, if your theta is from here up until here, up until 8, I hope you can see, if your theta is what? Is from 49 degrees up to 80 degrees, you apply. First step, when you answer your question, first step, supposed to know that formula. Often, most of the time, I don't know if you can work backwards. I never seen the question when you work backwards, but then most of them you'll start. First step is that formula. Base over 2 is equal to depth divided by tan. In simple ways, you can just say, you can represent by B over 2 is equal to D over tan theta. If you don't want to write it in words, you can just say B over 2 is equal to depth, which is D over tan theta. You understand? You see, B is base, that B stands for base. B over 2 is equal to D over tan theta. That D stands for what? For depth over tan theta. First step, apply that formula. Then for area, I just want you to know only these few formulas, 3 of them. When you're given this angle, area, you must know when you're given this angle is depth, right? Multiply by, this is depth, multiply by base plus depth over tan theta. Note this question, please. You can just play around with those formulas. What does I mean? Just write them until you know them. I want to make your life simple. I will try to explain how they came about, but maybe you might not understand, so I want to make your life easy. Know that formula. Area is equal to depth, brackets, base plus depth over tan theta. It's an area. When you are dealing with what? angle when you're given a theta from 49 up to 80 degrees. And then also what you must take into consideration, you'll apply this formula only they've said, only if they not stated that is a smooth cross section. You understand? Once you hear the words, once you encounter smooth, if there is no words that say smooth cross section or smooth surface or smooth cross section, if you don't see these words, you will apply this formula. Once when you read the statement, you see, when you read the statement, irrigation channel of a trapezoid of smooth smooth surface or smooth cross section, where you understand those things. If you hear this name smooth, do not use these equations. I hope you understand. If your equation consists of the smooth, let me write. If you have smooth, when you read the equation, smooth surfaces or smooth, once you trapezoid with smooth what we has the word trapezoid with smooth what. Do not use this equation. Do not use this. Do not apply. Only apply like this. You see, there's no smooth here. An irrigation channel of a trapezoidal cross section with side slope. Some question will say cross section with smooth. Once you hear the word smooth, do not apply. Do not use this tool. Do not use this equation. Please do not use them. Do not use them. Only use if you read the question, you don't encounter something that tell us about. We don't want something that tell us about smoothness, because that is K. We don't need anything about K. Once you start telling us about smooth then do not use this equation. It will be not applicable. There is special method for that. You stay tuned so that as I'm starting, as I will be posting about those, you must be aware. You keep your eye, subscribe there so that you'll be notified, because I'll post the whole chapter of this open, because there's one of the student that sent me email. He or she, because I don't know whether she or he is a he. So that person requested me to do videos on flow of water in open section and water turbine and pumps. He requested me to do those topics, so I'll be drilling with those topics. But now I decided to start with the flow of water in open section. I will do it step by step. Then we finish it, we do some question, that we go to the next chapter, so and so on. Yeah, if you want to know about siphons, I can go deeper to the siphon so that you understand the siphon. So no problem. Now let us focus here. I hope you heard smoothness. Do not use this information. We have how many questions? 1, 2, only 3 you're supposed to know under these angles. Another one, the third one is for width perimeter. You must know this is for what? Width perimeter. The second one is for width perimeter. Width perimeter must be base plus, but I will still explain how it came about. Base 2D over sine theta. You must know this. It's a third equation. Only just Just know only these three equations. Know this equation here. Also know this equation of the area. You know this. You understand? Perimeter is B plus 2 base plus 2 depth over sine theta, right? Then the first step will start by base over 2 depth over tan theta. Area depth base plus d over tan theta. Know that formulas. Know these formulas, right? You must know those formulas. Memorize yourself, practice them, write them, you'll understand them. So let us scratch you'll be given something like this on your question paper, or they won't give you. Fine, if they don't give you, you just use this formula anyway. There's no need to do a sketch of what. If you can simply use this formula throughout. Number one, you start by this. You start here, you go here, you come here. The last step that you must know, it's a four. That one, it's a obvious one. It's an obvious one. The obvious one is this formula. You know, M is equal to area over P, right? It's an obvious thing. It's just an obvious thing. Then, yeah, then it depends what they want. If they want depth, you know, you can solve depth through Q. And then because there is Chase formula, you'll use this formula most. If they give you Chase C, you'll use that formula, area multiplied by C. I think these are the formulas that you need to know. But most, this step, you go here, you come, start from here, you come here, you goes here, you come here. Then the last steps will depend. If they want the depth of water flow, you'll end up to this step here. You'll end up to that step because this step is the one that will able to give us depth. We'll end up here. You'll just end up there. Then solve for depth. You make area the subject. Depth is founded here. It's like a diamond. It's from here. Remember, area is pi over 4 multiplied by d squared. This is the depth. That diameter represent 30. That radius d. It should be this is the depth to them. So yeah, you start here 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the process you have to know. Okay, they will often give you the structure, but sometimes they won't give you the structure. Here is the structure. As you can say, they say this is a trapezoid. Trapezoid, the shape of the trapezoid is something like this. I want to talk about trapezoid. This is a trapezoid. This is a trapezoid. Alright. This is a trapezoid here. There will be always an angle here. It will be like this. There's an angle here which is d from the horizontal always. It will be angle. This is a trapezoid. This is what It's a trapezoid. If you are given this is a trapezoid, you must know that if this trapezoid here in the middle, exactly in the middle, maybe I do hidden detail, or maybe I do center lines like there. If I do center line, I cut it here with this center line. You understand? Center line. What I'm saying here, center line, then maybe I decide to do here, this side is like this. Maybe I decide to do some triangle here. Do a triangle like this. You understand? That is theta. The distance from here till there, from the slope here, on this distance from here up until there, when this distance there is the one which this distance there is the one which is this is d over sine theta. This distance here, let me write it, is d over sine theta. This distance that means also this distance here will be d over sine theta, right? Then this distance from here up until there must be b, but this distance from here until there must be b over 2, because you divide this by 2 and the whole is b over 2. B over 2, this distance here. Then this distance of this triangle, strictly horizontal. This distance is the one which is the depth over, is the one which is the that distance there is the one which is depth over tan theta. Right, depth over tan theta is that one. Obviously, from here up until here, we know this is a depth, right? It's our d here. Right. We have that structure there. You see that structure? They can make it faint. They can also, this structure, they can take this structure and put it inside the halves of, in the half, they can put the half, the semicircle here. They won't change nothing. If I take a semicircle like this, then after putting the semicircle, I do something like this. This is a semicircle, so this is the one and the same thing, and there's no difference here. Right. Then I apply, just do like that. do like that, then you do like that, you put the second here, the one and the same thing, right? You have this structure, right? So this theta, we have given this theta here, the theta here is what is 60 degrees. We have given that theta. The one step to, you want D, we want D. The first step, I want us to use this formula. First step, we use this formula. As I say, number one, I stated here, one. Number one, we use that step. Number one, we use that step. Let me adjust this camera a bit. Yeah, no, it's fine. Number one, you use the step. Number two, number three. Let's start. Number one, we use this step. Number one, here's this step, is this formula, right? Number one, space over 2, base over 2 must be equal to depth over tan theta. Step 1. Let me write here. Step 1. You understand? That is the step 1. Obviously, that is the step 1. Obviously, no maths, this is same as 1 over 2. What is 1 over 2 is 0.5. B, when you press your calculator here, 1 over 2 here, the same less like there is 1. Must punch this, is the same as 1 over 2, which is 0.5. Then depth over tan what? 60 degrees. You're given that angle 1 is the 60 degrees, isn't it? Then 0.5, then 0.5b. You take your calculator, it's the same like this 1. Punch this on your calculator, the same like this 1 over tan 60. Punch that on your calculator. Punch 1 over 60 here. Supposed to get, if you know your math, punch 1 over 60, or you can punch tan 60 and take 1 over 60, or tan 1 over 60, right? Punch tan 1 over 60, you're supposed to get 0.57735D, which is the depth D. You understand? Then we make P a subject of the formula. Always the first step you make is either, you can even make the, okay, make P a subject of the formula. We say 0.57735D. You divide by 0.5. What is your P? P, when you punch in your calculator, you're supposed to get that P. It's 1,151,547D. There's this D, right? This is what? It's a B in terms of D. This is B. We have B here. It's just a B. Right. Then we are done with this most. using the first step, this formula. We ended here. We are done. Second step, step 2. Right here, step 2. This is step 1. We are done with the step 1, right? Now it's step 2. Step 2. Step 2, we come to formula 2. Step 1, we use formula 1. Base over 2, depth over 10. Step 2, we come to what? To an area. Come to area. Step 2, we come to area. Step 2, it's area. Here, I wrote this formula. It's area. We use this formula. Step 2, area is a depth over B plus depth over ton theta. Right. This is a step what? Step 3, we use this formula. Formula 2. You see that formula, right? Is depth multiplied by into bracket B base plus depth over tan theta. Right? This formula. We apply this formula. We're done with this. Okay. Do we have depth? We don't have. In terms of nothing, we write it. We leave it as it is. B, we have B here. Substitute that B is 1, 1, 5, 4, 7 D, right, which is the depth, plus, do we have D? No. Plus D into tan 6th, right? Then D must be equal to 1,1547 D plus, we have this one was from here, you see this and this, it's a one and the same thing. We got that is this here, which is 0,57735 D depth bracket. Then you know your maths. You multiply here, you distribute that D there. So maths now, it's you and maths. Distribute that side. That will be 1,1547 D squared, right? Isn't it? D squared. Plus 0,57735 D squared. It's just the math, right? It's just the math. But this is a D and D, right? It's a math, it's the same. These are the same. You add the constant, the coefficient. If you have 2x squared plus 4x squared, you will add the coefficient, which will be 6x squared. This is the math. Add this. When you add, supposed to get that the area, it's 1,73 round it to 2 to 3 decimal place. The final answer, right, of the area d squared. This is the area. We're done with step 2. It's an area. We're done with step 2. Right, we're done with step 2. We got the area. Step 3, what it is? It's a perimeter. See, when we are given, we apply these steps from 49 degrees. If you are given a D, this is a D angle. They can say it's here 50 degrees. They can write here 50 degrees. You understand? They can write 50 degrees. You use this method. For you see, I said from here until 8. So, but here we're given what? They've chosen 60. You can say 60 degrees. Right, and then you apply this formula. Also, you don't just apply, you apply this formula again if there is no smoothness. If there is smoothness, you cannot apply this formula. Once they say there is smoothness, if they say trapezoid with smooth what, if you hear the word smooth, do not apply these formulas, these steps. I repeat again, do not apply. If you encounter something talking about smooth, do not apply. Example, if your question is written a trapezoid channel with sides of smooth stone or of smooth what, once you hear the word smooth, a trapezoid channel with the side of smooth what, do not apply this process. If you hear the word smooth, do not apply. Right, we're done with this. Right, we go to formula what? Let's go to formula 3. Allow me to go to formula 3, right? Allow me to erase, take shot of this question, screenshot here, so that I will erase there. Screenshot those questions, screenshot them, then so that I will erase and continue. I hope you have screenshot them. Let me erase this. Let me erase this. Step 3. We use this formula B plus 2D over sine theta. How did you come about this? Remember, this shape is like this. It's a trapezoid. Perimeter is a trapezoid like this. Remember, perimeter, if let's say it is you travel from here, this point, you'll travel like this, and you'll reach this point and go, and then you'll reach this point and go and reach this point. You'll add this side, but this side are the same. Remember, this side here is same as what is d over sine theta. What about this whole part here? It's b. What about also this one is d over sine theta, right? Then you add d sine theta plus b plus d over sine theta. Mathematical, this is the same. You add, when the denominator is the same, you add, the numerator will be 2d over sine theta plus b, which this is p. This is how they've derived this formula. Is a pyramid. That is why it's like p is equal to b. You see, this is the one and the same thing. You can write like this. Is the one and the same thing. Is b plus, you add this. Remember, add this and this is the same. Remember, d over sine. Remember the laws of math. If you have c over b plus d over b, if the denominator the same, you add what? The numerator. So it's the same thing here. We'll add the numerator. We'll have 2d over sine theta. This is the formula. You see, it's how we derive this formula. It's the pyramid. Weighted pyramid. Weighted pyramid. This side that is in contact with water, not this one on top, because it's open. It's air there. So this is a step 3, right? So step 3 with a perimeter base. We have calculated this from far. We have that base. It's 1,1547d plus 2. What about the depth? Do we have a depth here? Let's check. Is anywhere where we have calculated the depth? No, we don't have a depth. Only b. When we never made subject to formula, there will be sine 60, the angle. Then take your calculator, punch this, punch 2 over 6, 2 sine 60 on your calculator. Then you're supposed to get that p will be, you're supposed to get that. Do we have, that is b, right? Supposed to get that. This will be 1 over 1,547d plus, punch that on your calculator, will be 2,3094d. These are the same. D and D, you add the coefficient. It's maths. When you add the coefficient, you will have 3,464. See? 3,464 1 depth, which is d, is perimeter in terms of d. Is perimeter in terms of what? Of d. The last step. Remember here, you want to calculate the depth. You want this. You want d. The depth. The question says calculate the depth of the water flow. A. Now we're answering A actually here. It's A. The depth. The second, the width of the channel. They want the depth. Let me erase here. The depth. They want the depth. Remember, this shape is like this. They want this, the depth. They want that deep. But now, remember, we are given the fourth step. Remember, we are done with the fourth step. We know is this formula, formula 4. It's area over with a pyramid. Step 4. Must know these steps. Area, we have calculated here. Here it's an area, right? It's 1,732d squared, right? That was an area. If you write, you can say meter squared for SI unit. here in the side. If you want, that is area in terms of that thing, all over with a perimeter here. The perimeter is 3,4641 D. Punch this on your calculator, the coefficients, and minus that, you know most math. This will cancel 1 here, left it. Punch your calculator, left it 1 D. Right. When you punch this on your calculator, punch it in your calculator, you're supposed to get that D is like this. D over 2. When you punch this aside, D over 2 is the same as 0,5 D. 0,5 D. Okay. I hope you are good there. Good to go. Yes, it's M. The first step. Now we want this. We must ask ourselves, how can we get this? Now we come to the question now. That is the final answer, the last step. Final, remember they say they've given us, they say the irrigation channel of a trapezoid cross section with a slope of 60 and horizontal required to convey water at, they've given us Q, which Q is 4,25 meters cube per second, right? And they given us the slope. Remember the slope is I. The slope in bed is 1 in 3. The 1 in 9,000. When they say 1 in 9,000, this simply means this. You take this in represent, you just replace with the divisor, with dividing, then this I, it's 1 over 9,000. It's like this. When they give you 1 in, just a slope, 1 in something like this, 1, then you go up by, then slope is this, then there's angle of the slope. Right. Now we have this 1 over that is I. We have this Q, but we know that Q is equal to area, but since in the question they've talked about C, in the question you've given C, the chassis constant, this chassis constant is 49. Since we have chassis constant, they said chassis constant is 49, then we suppose area multiplied by velocity, but the velocity here must be chassis formula, velocity 1, right? Which is that formula. We know that is C multiplied by the which square root of mi, right? Q do we have? Yes, we have Q, which is 4,25, right? Area, we know area is pi over 4d squared multiplied by C. We have C is 45, substitute the 45, 49 multiplied by the square root m. Here it's m. I hope you have that m, right? There is m. M is 0,5 over d over 2. No problem, is up to you. Either way, how do you maneuver your thing? Is this d is 0, what? Is 0,5 d, right? Multiply I is what? It's 1 over I the slope of the gradient. Remember, the slope and the gradient is the one it is same thing. 1 over 9,000, right, is I here. Then you punch this on your calculator. Pi over 4 multiplied by 45 multiplied by the square root of 0,5. You take out this d outside, you multiply by this. Now it's a math. I cannot teach you math. You will see how you come over with the math. That is the math. I don't know if you don't understand math. It's another thing again. Oh, it's another problem. It's a math. Supposed to know your math. Then you must apply your math, right? Apply your math. Area. Okay, so but do we have area here? Here it's area. We calculated it here, right? We have area. Sorry about that. Here it's area 1,732 d squared multiplied by 49 multiplied by 0,5 multiplied by 1 over 9,000 square root of 9,000. Then here we apply the math. When you apply the math, supposed to know that punch this on your, here is the 0,5 d multiplied by 1 over 9,000. Punch this on your calculator. 0,5 multiplied by 1 over 9,000. Punch this on your calculator. This will be under root. Take the square root of it. Then will be multiplied by the square root of t, because this is square root. Punch that. I don't know which you will get. Then what you get, you multiply this and this. You know your maths here. You apply your maths. But what you're supposed to know, that we have 42,5. As you multiply over there, you must have 84,87 d squared multiplied by 0,00745 d 1 over 2, right? Root 1 over 2. Bases are the same, you add the exponents because it's d 1 over 2. Bases are the same, you add the exponents, you multiply these constants, you add the exponents here, right? Remember, it's d squared multiplied by d 1 over 2, you add, right? You multiply by this coefficient. Just add the exponents. The law says bases are the same, add the exponents will be d2 plus 1 over 2. Just the math. Cannot teach a math. This is fluid mechanics, is not a mathematics. Yeah. Then you do your stuff. As you do your stuff there, supposed to get that 45,25, supposed to be 0,632 2.58 d. We have added 2.5 right here. 1 is 2.5. 2 plus 1.5 is 2.5. 2 plus a half is 2.5. Then you divide both sides by 0.6325 to divide here. Then this and this will cancel, will be left with d. 2.5 is equal to this. Let me write here. We left with d. I'm contacting this. I continue with it here. I continue here. This and this will cancel. We left with d 2.5 equal to this 4.25 over 0.63258. Then you know the maths. Take the square root of 2.5 here. You will put 2.5. You know almost 2.5 4.25 all over 0.63258. Punch that on your calculator. Get your depth. Punch this on your calculator. You say shift, you press the square root on your calculator. Then here you will put 2.5. Right. You will put that 2.5 there. 2.5. Then as you punch, you'll get 2.142 meter, because the depth is measured in meter. You have a depth. Is what it's A. You are done with A, but B says you calculate what? Calculate the width. Remember the width. We said the width is equal to B. We already did B. We know that B from the previous. If you go back to the video, move forward and move backwards. It means like move backwards. Rewind the video. When you rewind it, you're supposed to get something like this. Rewind it. We did set B is equal to 1.5 1.154 7D. 1.547. What about D? We have D is 2.142 multiply. Suppose we get B is 2.142 meter. Therefore, your depth is this. Your width is this of the base. Then you are done. This is the necessary step that you're supposed to take. You check, you read there was a trapezoid. There's no weight. There's no weight that there's no weight that is appearing. There's no smooth weights. If there's no smooth, you use this formula. Step 1. I hope you remember. Step 1, you equate base over 2 is equal to what? Depth over tan. Step 1. You do your things there. You play with, make B the subject of the formula. Step 2, you go to area. That is step 2. depth over depth bracket is D. Depth bracket multiplied by B plus depth over tan theta. You close the bracket. You do your things. You find your area in terms of D. Then you go to the pyramid. That's step 4. It's a pyramid. The perimeter, it's a weighted perimeter. It's the fourth step. It's not the fourth step. This third step. You go. First step. It's you find your bay. You equate. You make B subject. Second step. You find your area. Third step. Your weighted perimeter is B plus 2D over sine theta. I've shown you. Then the fourth step is mean hydraulic depth. It's hydraulic mean depth. Then fifth step is Q. You make the subject the formula, then you play around. You're done. Thank you guys for your time. This video took long, 1 hour. Yeah, I just thought I was trying to explain. Thank you guys for your time. Stay tuned. Stay tuned as I'll be posting some new videos. Do not forget to subscribe, share to your fellow classmate. Sharp, I'll be doing some more videos. Remember the angle from 49 until 60. Remember that angle. Again, you apply that angle also if there is no smoothness. But if it's 45, do not use this formula. There are special formulas for 45 and 90 degrees. 45, 90 degrees, there are special formulas for them, singular. Then we shall see on the next video.